Hello and welcome to Chapcast. This is no ordinary podcast. This is Chapcast. What we're going to be talking about in this Chapcast, if you like, is my musical experiences, my ins, my outs. Yeah, everything to do with music and me. Everything I like about music, everything I don't like about music, all of my own music. Yeah, sweet. All right, let's kick this off. We're just going to jump around and then hopefully in the future people can message me on Facebook or whatever and tell me what they want to hear. But I'll kick this off. This is a cover of a song called Polly by Nirvana. I recorded that here in Chapman Studios with a fella called Michaeli. Yeah, I hope you like it. It goes a little bit like this.
Polly wants a cracker. I think I should get off her first. I think she wants some water to put out the blowtorch. Is it me? Have a seat. Let me clear your dirty wings. Let me take a ride. Cut yourself. Want some help? Please myself, got some rope. You have been told, I promised you, I have been true. Let me take a ride. Cut yourself, want some help. Please myself. Polly wants a cracker. Maybe she would like some food. She asked me to untie her. A chase would be nice for a few. Is it me? Have a seat. Let me clear your dirty wings. Let me take a ride. Cut yourself. Want some help? Please myself. Got some rope. Have been told, I promised you, I have been true. Let me take a ride. Cut yourself. Want some help? Please myself. Polly said her back hurts. She's just as bored as me. Caught me off my guard. Amazes me the will of instinct. Is it me? Have a seat. Let me clear your dirty wings. Let me take a ride. Cut yourself. Want some help? Please myself. Got some rope. You have been told. I promised you. I have been true. Let me take a ride. Cut yourself. Want some help? Please myself.
And yes, that was me and Michaeli doing a cover of the Nirvana track Polly. Alright, so let's have a little bit of background on myself. I'm 38 years old. I've been doing music since I was 14. Basically got in my first band around 15 or 16. It was a school band called The Voice. Just me and a few of my school pals. I'll play you a track. This is a demo, the first demo we ever did. and it's called No One Knows Him, and it was written by me and Amon, who was the rhythm guitarist in the band. And yeah, let's have a look. Yes, and that was No One Knows Him, a song that has a special place in my heart, a great track. I can still remember sitting on Ammon's mum's bed with our acoustic guitars and no iPad back then. It was just a bit of paper and a pen, and we wrote that song, and I can remember going down to the rehearsal room the first time we was gonna unveil it to the rest of the band, and I was proper excited. And that actual recording was made or done by a fella called Chapman, who was the father of my at the time girlfriend Lauren. And it's funny because the backing vocal at the end of the song was meant to be done by Ammon, but I remember on the day of the recording he had a proper sore throat and he couldn't do it, and Lauren and her friend Claire Gauchi was in Lauren's bedroom, I don't know, doing girl stuff, whatever, but we went in and said to them, do you fancy doing some backing vocals? And they was well up for it. Came into where her dad had his studio in his bedroom, and he set the mic up and that, and so that's Lauren and Claire. Okay, so the voice went on for quite a long time. But the band members chopped and changed all over the place. There were so many people that can say that they was in the voice, but in my eyes, there was two phases of the voice that was good, and that was the original phase, who was me, lead vocals, Josh Wilson, lead guitar, Ammon, backing vocals and rhythm guitar, Jamie Nicholas on bass guitar, and Matty Benson on the drums. And occasionally we had another member called Dave Grunberg who sort of played like a second rhythm guitar, but he usually played an acoustic. But yeah, it was just whoever we could get to turn up to the rehearsals, really. And the second phase was me, lead vocals, occasional bit of rhythm guitar by myself. On lead guitar was Phil Kerrigan. On bass guitar was James Teal. On drums was still Matty Benson. And on piano we had Spiros, who is the elder brother of Dappy in N-Dubs. Yeah. Okay, so now I'll play you a live track from the second phase of the voice, and this was recorded at the Standard Music Venue in Walthamstow, and we were supporting a band who was calling themselves at the time Sands of London, and they are now the Rifles. So I just lived across the road from Luke Craver, who's the lead guitarist. And then obviously I've met the others through Luke, but they also have got a guy who plays piano for them, keyboards and that, the Ivories, called Dean Mumford, who's actually a good pal of mine. Let's see what track I've got to play from the voice live at the Standard. Okay, yes. So the track that I've found is a song called "No People No More," and I wrote this with the lead guitarist of the second phase of the voice, Phil Kerrigan. Have a listen. Yes, and that was No People, No More. I absolutely love being in that band. It was the best times, just amazing. I've been looking through tracks that I've got, and I've come across another track that I wrote with Phil and James called Sweetness. I've found a version of it where I'm singing, but it's Simon User playing the rhythm guitar in it. But yeah, it's a great track, and none of these tracks ever got released. But yeah, this Chapcast, or whatever you want to call it, I can share these things with you. So yeah, this is Sweetness with Simon User.
Sweetness, let me see your eyes. Sweetness, don't stop to cry. Sweetness, you're bringing it home. Sweetness, don't stop to roam. Ooh, I love you so. Ooh, losing control. Ooh, she's the one. Ooh, my heart is one. My heart is one. She's sweeter than all the rest. Yeah, yeah, she's the best. Well, little lady, I need to know if you and me, we run the show. Ooh, I love you so. Ooh, losing control. Ooh, she's the one. Ooh, my heart is one. My heart is one. My heart is one. My heart is one. My heart is one.
Yes, The Voice, one of the loves of my life. I'd still be in that band today if I could. Such a good time. Yeah, I remember when it finally all did just fall apart, and there was no going back. I'm actually playing music again with Phil Kerrigan, which is amazing. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. We've got a little charity project going at the moment for the RNIB and guide dogs, because I am actually registered blind myself now, so no more flying about in the motor. Yeah, but when it all did fall apart, like, people will know who are musicians. You just need it. So I had to try to get another band together, and we did, and it was called the Fever Dogs, and in that band was myself, lead vocals, Amon from Stage 1 voice, if you like. He was back on rhythm guitar. Simon User, who was on that track with me, Sweetness, he was playing lead guitar. We had Dave Weston on bass guitar, and a fella called Nick on drums. After The Voice, just wanted it back and try my hardest, but we only lasted 3 gigs, and the third gig was at the Bull and Gate in Kentish Town, and God, that was a night to remember. Yeah, Anyway, let's see if we've got a track from the Fever Dogs, and we will play you. It's a track called Blinded by the Way that I wrote with a guy called Fernando who was trying out for the Fever Dogs. Never quite made it, but the song did. So we recorded it, and it goes a little bit like this.
Down
Yes, and another great track to come out of my musical past. A couple of tracks came out of the Fever Dogs era. There was that one, and there's a song that me and Amon wrote called Just Click It In. I'm not sure that I've got a recording of it. I'll have a look, and I'll throw it up on episode 2 if I can find it. But that last night that we played at the Bull and Gate, crazy that was. I mean, we turned up to the sound check at about 6 p.m. The drummer had already started on the wine. By the time we got on stage, he'd drunk 4 bottles of wine. He was out of his face. It was just complete mad. Actually, there's a video of the night kicking about. Amon might have actually put it on YouTube. I don't know what the link would be or whatever, but if I can find that, I'll stick that up in the next episode. But yeah, it was a funny old night. Everything went wrong that could possibly go wrong for a band. First of all, Nick's out of his face, can't drum for shit. I mean, he weren't very good at it anyway, and then he's drunk, and it was just complete rubbish. For some reason, I had a silly Mod Target jumper on. It was so fluffy. It was like the biggest winter jumper you could ever imagine, and I was sweating like a dog on stage. Oh my god. And then we've got the drummer falling asleep, falling onto the drums. Everyone's getting really angry with him. Then Amon breaks a string and decides to take his top off and tell everyone that he has man boobs. And has anyone got a spare guitar? Which I'm quite astonished that some guitarist from one of the other bands playing on the night just came out of nowhere and gave Amon like a Epiphone Riviera or Casino saying, and we attempted to play on, but by this time, old Dave Weston, love him, he'd had a right enough, and so he decided to smash his bass all over the stage, jump off the stage, leaving the wreckage behind, and just walk out of the venue and go down the Verge for a pint. Thanks, Dave. And then after he'd done that, at the time I was working for UPS, and their depot's just like round the corner. So I had quite a few of my UPS pals there that night, and I got this big Irish pal called Eamon. He's a top fella, but he was really drunk himself, and when he saw Dave smashing everything up, he decided to replace Dave. So he got on the stage, and then I decided to try and tie him up with what was left of Dave's bass strings. So yeah, that was mental. And then Spuggy blew his amp up, and there was all smoke coming out of it. It weren't actually his amp, it was the band that was on before us, and they was at the side of the stage looking us up and down, and I don't think they should have, though. There was too many of us there that night. About, I don't know, 55 people, something like that. But it was just a crazy night. And then it's funny because Nick sort of come round and then grabbed the mic and decided to announce to Kentish Town that he was having a house party across the road in his house, which is a very, very, very bad idea when you've got pals like mine. But we all ended up over the road in his house, and I don't know, there was Stella Artois waterfalls coming down the stairs. There was tomato ketchup all over the ceiling. Yeah, that was a bit of a crazy night. A few things got smashed. I think I woke up on the floor in a heap, and then decided to leave like I used to every morning. Like all my pals could go on a lot longer than me for some reason. Yeah, they was on the old 3-4 day benders, but one night was good for me, you know what I mean? Like, and then early in the morning, get a bottle of fresh orange juice out of the supermarket and do the old walk of shame home. And everyone's looking at you thinking, where's he been? Yeah, but sadly that was the Fever Dogs' end, because after the state of Nick's house, he didn't want to play in the band no more. Dave Weston didn't want to play in the band no more. Amon, I don't think he wanted to play in the band no more. None of us wanted the drummer to play in the band no more. So, I mean, it left me and Simon, or Spuggy, whatever you want to call him. And we went on to... It was a hard time, because it was a good 8 months of no being in a band, no music. I was just like, oh God, I really, really needed it. And we finally put a band together called The Tally. Yes, The Tally was another band of different stages. We'll get to that. Let's see what we've got to play you from The Tally.
Nobody knows all the things you told. Well, all the things you told me and my confidence, baby. Me and my confidence, lady. Now I know you're the kind. That always shines. Even when it's raining, baby. Well, yeah, when it's pouring, lady. Nobody knows all the things you told. Well, all the things you told me and my confidence, baby. Me and my confidence, baby. Such a lovely life, such a place to be, such a place to be. But they're all blind. Well, they're all blind, but they can't see. Woo! Nobody knows all the things you told. Well, all the things you told me and my confidence, baby. Me and my confidence, baby. Such a lovely life, such a place to be, but they're all blind. Well, they're all blind, but they can't see. Yeah! Yeah, mom's the word. I'll keep a secret still. Ooh, mom's the word. I'll keep your secret still. Yeah, mom's the word. I'll keep your secret still. Ooh, mom's the word. I'll keep your secret still. I keep your secret still. Yeah, mom's the word. I keep your secret still. Yeah, mom's the word. I keep your secret still. Yeah, mom's the word. I keep your secret still.
Yes, and that was The Tally, one of the first gigs of The Tally. playing live at the Purple Turtle, Chalk Farm, Camden. And that was me, Spug, a guy called Ed on drums, and a guy called Chris playing bass. Yeah, and that's where we got to. I needed a band, and that was what we come up with. It's funny that gig, because I remember Phil Kerrigan and James Teal were actually in the crowd watching us play, and I got to admit, I was probably standing on stage thinking, I wish you two were up here with me, but wasn't to be. And again, the Tally turned out to be another one of them bands where if you go up to a musician in Kentish Town, Camden, and say, "Oh, have you ever heard of a band that used to be a bat called the Tally?" They probably say, "Yeah, I was in it." I mean, we went through members like nothing. I mean, me and Spug stayed the same, but drummers, bass players just changed all the time. I've got some recordings of a later version of the Tally, and actually Spug had left by then, so it was just me who was the same. Let me I mean, this recording you just listened to, that was a song called Mum's a Word. That was one of the first 10 songs that I wrote on my own. Because, I mean, you have to learn how to play an instrument so you can like write a little tune and then put your own melody over it, whatever. Because otherwise you're just waiting all the time. But yeah, let me see if I can find a version of the Tally that was a lot later, probably just before we split. But yeah, let me find one of these songs, see what I've got for you.
Time that's not your own. You're in a place you'll never know. Make believe is all you have. Just close your eyes, man. Sit back. In a place where you'll need to keep faith. Walk the line and dish your boat. Who she is, you'll never know. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling for her. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling for her. In a place where you'll need to keep face. Walk the line and dish your boat. Who she is, you'll never know. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling for her. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling Yeah, when she's gone, all the time is what I need. I know she's going to see my grief. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling for her. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling for her. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling for her. There's a reason that I'm feeling these feelings that I'm feeling for her.
Yes, and that was where the tally got to just before that imploded. And that was me, lead vocals, a guy on lead guitar called Steve Smith, a fella on drums called Jack Yetton, and a guy on bass guitar called, what was his name? Richard Fox. Me and Richard sort of wrote that tune, which was called There's a Reason. We wrote a couple of other tunes as well, and Steve got involved a bit in the old writing. But I've got to say that me and Richard Fox, probably out of all the band members that I've ever played with, me and him had the least in common. Like, we just didn't have nothing in common whatsoever. Like, I mean, doing music together was all right, like, but if we'd have a gig and we'd get down to the venue early or whatever and sort of sit down and try to talk just like friends would, it just wouldn't happen, you know what I mean? Just sit there looking at each other, it's mental. But yeah, I mean, he was a brilliant bass player. I've got to give it to him. I mean, Jack Yetton was a brilliant drummer and Steve Smith was a brilliant guitarist, and that's where the tally got to, you know what I mean? After Spug and Chris and Ed and God, who else was? I don't know. There was loads of people in that band, but yeah, mental. But yeah, that tune was There's a Reason. That was a pretty good tune, you know what I mean? So where do we go next? Well, I mean, after the tally had split, by this time I sort of learned how to play the guitar well enough to sort of start doing little acoustic shows on my own and all that. And do you know what I mean? To start off with, like, playing on your own, it's like a lot less hassle, you know what I mean? Like, you get to rehearse in your ass and you don't have to pay for rehearsal studios and that. But yeah, you start to miss being in a band big time. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a lonely road. But anyway, that's where I got to. Anyway, after the tally, it was time to go down the lonely road and do some stuff on my own. So also the old Blindness came out at the end of the tally, do you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, got diagnosed with crap eyes, and well, I suppose if one good thing came out of it, it's this next track I'm gonna play to you. This is a song that was influenced by the old Minces. This is Black Blanket, and I will play it now.
Please let my light shine again. And was this darkness heaven sent? Will I pass this life test and see the brightness meet the darkness? You've met the people that you've needed. Your English rose will stay completed. I'll meet the dark holding a candle, and then my life will come full circle. Black blanket, swear I'll be in the time when I can see. Black blanket wrapped around me, keep me warm when I can't see. Looks like we're in the stationary time. Keep up your chin and let it shine. And for no reason to feel down, just give it up and feel the sound. Black blanket, swear I'll be in the time when I can't see. Black blanket wrapped around me, keep me warm when I can't see. Night has fallen, starless sky. This black blanket across my eyes. Black blanket, swear I'll be in the time when I can't see. Black blanket wrapped around me, keep me warm when I can't see.
And yes, that was Black Blanket. And I have to say that that tune is probably one of the best songs I've ever written. Means a lot as well. Yeah. Where do we go next? Okay, so the next band that I was a member of was called the John Chapman Band. So it was sort of like staying solo, but not, if you know what I mean. Like, I weren't ready to commit and to call like the band a name, and you know what I mean, and go through the amount of members that the voice and Natalie had gone through. You know what I mean? I weren't ready for that, so I thought to myself, I'll do a band under my own name. That way, if anyone leaves, whatever, it don't really matter, do you know what I mean? Because we just replace them with someone, and no one knows who they are anyway, whatever. Like, I mean, I got a few members in the band in the end that was sort of pushing for the band to become a band and not just be like my band or whatever. But I think I've got a couple of songs that was played live in a gig that we did at the comedy music venue on Oxton Street down the West End, near Leicester Square. Let me play you one of them tunes.
Oh, Rich, you want to come and join us for Mr. Roo, mate? This one's called Mr. Roo. in different hands. As good as it gets and as bad as the rest. No time to lose if you're gonna be the best. Take me high above the rest. I wanna fly to be the best. Take me high and let me go. I wanna fly all alone. Mr. Good. Mr. Good, Mr. Evil, I know exactly how you feel. Hands up, there's no time to lose. The life we live is the life we choose. And take me high above the rest. I wanna fly to be the best. Take me high and let me go. I wanna fly all alone. So take me high, oh, take me high, take me high, so take me high. One, two, Mr. High. And take me high above the rest. I wanna fly to be the best. Take me high and let me go. I wanna fly all alone, all alone, all alone, all alone, all alone. Thank you, Richard.
And that was Mr. Who. That was another track that was co-written with myself and Phil Kerrigan and James Teal from the later phase of The Voice. Yeah. But that was played in sort of my solo gig, if you like. It was under the name John Chapman. Richard, who I called up on stage to help out with some backing vocals, is actually my brother. We'll talk more about Richard and his music as well later in another episode. What else? Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, I think, because I only want these episodes to be around an hour long each, because otherwise people just won't really fancy listening to all of it. Yeah, so let me just mention who was in that gig. So myself, lead vocals. My brother Richard came on for backing vocals just for that one song, Mr. Who. I had a guy called Matt on bass, and I had Mr. Sam Talent on drums, who is actually my favourite drummer I've ever played with. And he is actually with me and Phil at the moment with the old charity band, and you're going to hear a lot more about that. And on guitar was a complete and utter psycho, pretty amazing guitarist, just a bit of a nutter. His name was Paul Hamill. Hello, Paul, if you're listening. We got loads of other musical projects that we ain't talked about, a couple more bands we ain't spoke about, more solo stuff. There's loads of stuff to talk about. And obviously, if anyone wants to hear more about any individual band or hear some more stuff from any individual band, just send me a message on Facebook and I will oblige. Thanks for listening. Nice one. Keep your eyes peeled for episode 2 of Chapcast. All right, nice one.